What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to our 2021 NBA Draft Player Breakdown Series. Today, we're going to be talking about one of the most underrated and maybe unknown players in this year's draft, and that is shooting guard Keon Johnson from Tennessee. So let's get into the video. Like I said in the intro, Keon is probably one of the most underrated and unknown players in this year's draft class. Keon right now is potentially a lottery pick, and if he's able to play well in the NCAA tournament, then he may cement himself as a potential top 10 pick in this year's draft. The biggest strength for Keon at this point is his athleticism. Keon is a really raw, athletic prospect, but he possesses all those tools that you want out of a modern guard in today's NBA. He really is able to utilize this athleticism in the open court, where he's one of the most explosive players in college basketball at this point. In the half-court setting, he's able to use his quick first step to get downhill, and if you give him an opportunity, he's not afraid to try put a defending big man on a poster. Another strength of Keon is his defensive potential. Keon right now in college is the type of player who likes to read and jump passing lanes and get out on the break in that regard. He's also one of the better shot blockers at his position, where he's really able to utilize that athleticism and cause offensive players to have to alter their shot in order to get it off against him. At the NBA level, he does probably project to be a player who's able to guard 1 through 2 in the beginning, and if he's able to put on the appropriate weight that he needs to, he will probably be able to guard 1 through 3, which would make him, a really valuable player on that end of the floor in due time. And the last strength that I'll talk about for Keon is his offensive potential. Right now, he's just a really raw athletic prospect, but he has all the tools that you want out of someone at his position. He's not consistent at any of these things yet, but he's shown the ability to be able to knock down outside shots. He's also shown the ability to create off the dribble and create a shot for himself. And he's even shown flashes of playmaking at the 2-guard spot, which could be really valuable as he enters the NBA. The biggest weakness for Keon at the moment is, again, just how raw he is as a prospect. He really doesn't have a ton of experience, and he's not consistent enough on the offensive end of the floor where that's something that he's going to be able to rely on to get minutes. He's really got to improve his jump shot. He's got to be able to become a knockdown shooter, at least at first in the league. And then as he gets more time, and depending on the situation, he's going to need the ball in his hands and just be able to play through some of the mistakes he'll probably make early on in his career. And so I think where he lands is going to really be a big dictator of how his career goes. Some other weaknesses of his are his frame. Right now, he's only 185 pounds, which is really light for someone at his position. And like I said, he has the defensive potential if he does put the appropriate weight on. And so if you get him in an NBA weight program, I think he should be all right in that regard. It's just going to be something that's going to take some time. So overall, I think the future is bright for Keon. He's one of these players who really blew up later in his high school career, and then he was hurt his senior year of high school, so he was really under the radar heading into college. And so far at Tennessee, he's been able to showcase a lot of the potential things he can bring to an NBA team. And so I think his overall career will be dependent on where he ends up in the draft and what team he goes to. I think he's the type of player who could either become what his full potential could be, which I think could be a potential NBA All-Star level player, or he just kind of continues to be a really raw athletic wing who never really is able to put it together. But I think he could still have a long career in the NBA. Either way, I hope he does reach his full potential. I hope we can see what he can become. And so I just would like to hear what you guys have to say about him. Did you know much about him before the college season started? And where do you think he's going to go in the draft? Do you think he's going to sneak into the top 10? And just, leave your overall thoughts on his game down below. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys later.